This is how to make a worship set. Learning how to make a good worship set is important because of three things. One is because of just the frequency of it. Two is because of the impact that it has. And three is because of the consequences. One, the frequency, it happens every week and it becomes difficult. The impact is because it affects everyone that walks into your church. And three, because there are consequences. If you don't prepare well, it's not going to go well. Along with that, I see three main problems that come with worship sets. One, it can become a burden. It can become stale and just kind of maybe feeling like you're a little stuck. Second is you can kind of feel like you're kind of on display, like there's this pressure to live up to something. And third is we've all experienced times where we just crashed and burned. We all want excellence. So that's why it's important to learn the skill of how do you make a good quality worship set. So that's why we're creating this course, is to give you solutions to a problem and to something that you have to do week after week as a worship leader. So we want to give you solutions that are easy to use, easy to remember, practical resources that give you launching points to work off of and to set you up for success so that you can learn the skills of creating good quality worship sets that are going to impact your church. My name's Jeff. I'm a worship ministry coach. I've been in worship ministry for over 24 years, and I've helped hundreds of worship leaders just like you get from where they are to where God's leading them. Having served in the local church, I understand the difficulty of this. It's the burden to do something week after week and to at least live up to that standard and always raising the standard, right? And it can be challenging to continue to create an environment that's engaging and quality and living up to the excellence that's kind of expected of worship ministries these days. And that's part of why I created Worship Ministry Coach, because I want to help educate and encourage and equip you with resources and tools that will help you accomplish the goals that you have for your church and your ministry. So because worship sets need to be created every week, it's a natural place to start. So when we're looking at this course, here's kind of the nuts and bolts of what we're going to be dealing with here. First is how to pick your songs. We'll unpack our worship framework that gives you filters and tools to be able to narrow down what songs you should use and what songs you shouldn't, that would work in your context, in your church, for your mission and vision, and that will be effective for the people and the audience that you are ministering to. We'll also give you some tools to create, log, and track a song bank that will help you organize the songs that you use in your ministry. Second, what to say. Deciding what to say and what not to say as a worship leader is a fine line to walk. There's definitely an art to learning. When should I say something? When should I not? There are some people who kind of have this sense that like worship leaders should just shut their mouths and sing the song, right? There are other people that would say that an important aspect of leading worship is using words. It's leading the congregation more than just in singing, but also in leading them and calling them to something. I've found that preparation is really key here. If you go into a weekend without having thought through what should I say when, more than likely, you're going to end up kind of rambling and not accomplishing what you're shooting for. So thinking through what's helpful beforehand in the context of the set that you're putting together and what you're trying to accomplish is key. Our speech framework helps you do just that. It just simply gives you some guidelines of what is helpful in the context of your set, options of what might work, and what could be encouraging and lead people into worship. Our worship set cheat sheet. One of the biggest things about the creative process is having a starting point. And that's what the cheat sheet does. It gives you a place to start. The cheat sheet will simply give you a launching point, kind of a rough draft to go off of potential songs that could work for the setting, the event, the service that you are putting together. And then from there, you can build your worship set around that. This is just a process that I've learned over the years that I kind of do in my head now when I'm thinking through what set to build. So the cheat sheet is meant to be an exercise that you can practice on paper now, but eventually it just becomes second nature, and it's just something that you do in your head. Find your flow. Sometimes it's hard to tell, like, what are the right elements to put in what order and how does it all fit together. And that's what that whole lesson is about, is it's giving you some tools and some ideas, a process to work through that can maybe help you go, okay, so how does this starting point get to where we want to get to? And how do all the elements fit together in a way that's cohesive and takes people on a journey, so to speak. The Weekend Wireframe. The wireframe is just a single page that puts all the elements together. So you can clearly see what all is going to happen within the context of that service. This not only helps you plan accordingly, but it also helps you communicate to others that are involved, whether that be your team or other volunteers. The evaluation process. You will find that evaluation is a very important part of what we do with Worship Ministry Coach. This lesson will just walk through our evaluation process, why it's important, and what we hope to accomplish with it. So the purpose of this course is to give you tools and resources that will help you kind of bypass and get through the obstacle of the mundane in worship ministry and actually get to what matters. I feel really confident that by the end of this course, you will have tools that you can practically use to create excellent worship services that will help you feel more confident when you're leading and to bring alignment to the vision that God has given to you for your church. The How to Make a Worship Set playbook and other resources can be downloaded at worshipministrycoach.com. Now, I really look forward to coaching you through these materials that I've developed over the years. And I really feel confident that it will be helpful and bring value to you and your ministry. So if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. And join us for this next lesson as we look at how to pick the songs we sing in our church. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.